do it. Hello, welcome to the CPENN4THEWIN show. This is your host, Charles Penn. We are back with another episode. And we're just going to do a little short preview of the Chiefs versus Texans. Are you ready for some football? Yes, sir. Thursday night, we have the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs going against the Houston Texans as a rematch of last year's divisional playoff round. Now, the Chiefs, as everybody knows, they got their rings and everything. We've gone through the celebrations. Everybody's gone through their training camp and everything. So the boys ready to put on a good show for us. The Chiefs, they looking to repeat as they start their running back tour. The Houston Texans, they trying to get to the next level. But as the offseason has happened here, I don't know. The Texans, they look like they may have taken a step back, or who knows, Bill O'Brien may have something up his sleeve. But we're here to find all that out. Now, to give you a preview of the game here, you see the Chiefs, they led by Patrick Mahomes. You know, he won the league MVP before. He's coming off the Super Bowl MVP. He's had one of the best starts of any quarterback in NFL history. So he's well on pace to have an excellent Hall of Fame career. You know, he got the big bag as well. He became the richest. He became the richest player in NFL history in the offseason. And on the other side, Deshaun Watson, he pretty much matched that as far as guarantees are concerned. So both of them boys, they represent, you know, the NFL as well as far as like being one of the top players in the league. And it's kind of funny because last year was known as the year of the black quarterback, based on the undefeated article from ESPN. And of course, we've seen all that with these two young boys getting the big bag and everything. So we're looking forward to these guys putting on a great show. As we break down the game here, the Chiefs, they pretty much have everybody back. They brought 20 or 22 starters from this Super Bowl team. They got everybody on offense still. You got Tyreek, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, the young Mecole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, and you still pretty much got a pretty stout offensive line. It's pretty good. You got Mitchell Schwartz. He's the best right tackle in the game. Eric Fisher, you know, he was a top draft pick. He's coming along a little bit, you know. And then in the middle, you know, you got some guys that can do the job just well enough. But we have a new addition to the offense here. We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the top draft pick, first rounder out of LSU. I think he's looking to replace what the Chiefs had in Kareem Hunt. You know, get that production back in the running game. And of course, everybody knows that Damian Williams, he's out. He decided to opt out of the season, you know, due to the pandemic, COVID-19. So he decided to play it safe. But, you know, we're still with Damian. You know, Damian did some great things in the Chiefs uniform. And, of course, you know, the rest of the running back depth, you know, Darrell Williams. And we also got Darvin Thompson to round out the backfield as well. And on defense, you got the top pass rusher, Frank Clark. He's back in the form. He's looking to carry on what he produced in the second half of the season and in the playoffs as well. And then you got Chris Jones. He got his big contract as well. He's one of the top defensive tackles in the league. And the Chiefs also have great defensive line depth as well. You got Taniel Passion. You got Alex Okafor. And Frank Clark brought his protege along, Taco Charlton. He's a new addition. Frank Clark and the Chiefs, you know, coaching staff, they look forward to try to get the best out of Taco Charlton and his potential, in which his potential has yet to be unlocked. And hopefully with the Chiefs, we finally can see the potential that Charlton has. The linebacking core, they may be the weak part of their defense a little bit, but those guys, they can run a bit. You know, Anthony Hitchens, he's in the middle. We got Damian Wilson on the outside with a little speed. And for right now, we got Ben Neiman on the other side of the linebacker. But I believe that Willie Gay's going to take over that spot soon. He's a rookie. You know, he's still learning a few things, still learning the scheme a little bit. But he's going to come in and play a big role in certain situations, like most likely on third down. You know, they got to rush the passer or you need him to make an impact play. So Willie Gay's going to be a good one for us in the future. And in the secondary led by Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger, the playmaker. You see him, he's all over the field. He's the ball hawker. He's always where the ball is on basically every play. And you got Juan Thornhill. He's coming off a unfortunate ACL injury. Unfortunately, we didn't see him perform in the playoffs and everything, but he's looking to get back out in the field and show that he can still play at a high level and of course improve and maybe become a future Pro Bowler and an All Pro. And then in the secondary, Rashad Breeland, everyone knows that he's on a 4-game suspension. So we won't have him for the first four games. So the corners got to step a little bit. Charvarius Ward, we've seen him talk quite a bit in the offseason. He's determined and he's ready to up his game up to the next level. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table because he did have a pretty strong ending to the season last year. Meanwhile, on the other side, what we got replaced with Rashad Breeland in the first 4 games, we got Rashad Fenton and maybe a little mix of L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed, he's a young rookie, and he's been coming along quite strong here in camp. Right now, he's a slot corner. Based on what we've seen, like as far as like measurements and speed and like his tape in college and everything, if his potential was unlocked, he could be Marshawn Lattimore in the future. I'm not saying he's gonna be like Marshawn Lattimore, but his potential could get to that level. So we'll see what happens with that. And as far as like, I didn't address the other suspension. I forgot to address Mike Pennell. He's on the defensive line. He's a run stopping specialist. He's gonna be suspended too. So I believe he's out for the first 6 games. So that's gonna not 6 games, but 2 games. I'm sorry, but that's gonna hurt the run defense a little bit. But I believe the Chiefs still have enough time to overcome all that. Meanwhile, for the Houston Texans, you got Deshaun Watson, one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and they acquired David Johnson as far as from the Arizona Cardinals when they traded DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I believe Hopkins, that's a big loss, in my opinion. Even though they got other solid wide receivers, but I think the Houston Texans, they might be a little injury prone as far as their offense is concerned. David Johnson, we got to bank on him to be healthy and everything. And then as far as the wide receiver core is concerned, you add Randall Cobb. He's had a bit of injury history in the past few years. You got Brandon Cooks. He's had a bit of an injury history. And then Will Fuller, he's been kind of banged up too. So the Houston Texans, they taking a big risk with some of their moves. Now, Will Fuller, he has the potential to be a big-time playmaker, but the issue with him is that he drops the ball quite a bit. Like, he'll make big plays, but sometimes he'll drop the big plays. And that could cost the Texans some this season if he doesn't, improve on his hands, improve his catching ability and everything. Now, as far as the defensive side is concerned, you got J.J. Watt coming back. J.J. Watt, he kind of had a down year last year. He was a little banged up, too. He's been kind of nicked up the past few years. And in this particular matchup, the Chiefs have pretty much had the best of him, whether it's Eric Fisher or Mitchell Schwartz. They pretty much held him in check. So in that respect, as far as I'm concerned, J.J. Watt, he's a little older now, and I really don't see him as a threat in this game for real. But he could surprise. You never know. He could surprise. He may have a little juice left. But and then you also got, Whitney Merciless, and you got Bernard McKinley. Those guys, they on the front 7. But the rest of the Houston Texans defense, they a little sketchy. And I heard a rumor going on that Eric Murray and possibly Phillip Gaines are starting. Now, those 2 guys, they used to be Kansas City Chiefs. And those 2 guys, they really didn't fare well in the Chiefs uniform. So this is looking like it might look like a bloodbath on Thursday night as far as that secondary is concerned. I know the Texans last year, they were near the bottom in run defense and pass defense. They were 26 in both categories the last time I checked. So the Houston Texans, their defense kind of depends on J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless getting to the quarterback. And like I was addressed earlier, J.J. Watt's a little older, and he's been banged up. He might not be the same player he once was. So it might be a rough going for the Houston Texans here on Thursday night. Now, this is how I see the game turning out. I think we're going to see some fireworks in the first half. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to have a great game. He's going to have a great debut. I know he's talked with Chiefs, with reporters and everything, saying that he's going to be a little nervous. Now, if you guys remember, Kareem Hunt, he may have been a little nervous too. He was a guy that never fumbled. He never fumbled in college. And like on his first carry, he fumbled the ball. But you know what happened after that? All kinds of production. Won the rushing title, made his first Pro Bowl and everything. So I think it'll be the same scenario for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not saying he's going to fumble on the first carry or anything, but once Clyde gets used to the game speed right out the gate, he's going to ball. I think it'll probably take him like a few snaps, and he's going to hit the ground running. So I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he probably going to have like over 100 scrimmage yards, and he'll get in the end zone, in my opinion. And now, as you guys have seen from the past few Houston Texans matchups, the Texans, they have no answer for Travis Kelce. And I think Travis Kelce's going to have another big game here. I can see Travis Kelce getting 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards. And Patrick Mahomes, he might mess around and throw maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half. That's just how I see it going. Damn. Yeah, that's how I see it going. That's how bad I think the Texas defense is on paper. And but I think the Texans, they'll score a little bit too. I think in the first half you'll probably see like maybe 21-10 Chiefs by halftime. And then the second half, the Chiefs, they'll score again, and then they'll probably try to control the game and try to get them boys out of there. So I think the Chiefs, they'll win by double digits. Right now, the spread, it opened up at 10 and it's gone down to 9, and now it's at 9.5 again. But I think the Chiefs, they'll cover that easily. I can see the Chiefs winning by maybe 17 or more. That's how I see it turning out. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire will have a great game. Deshaun Watson, he will go out there and do his thing a little bit, but it's just not going to be enough. And I just hope Deshaun Watson stays healthy, because right now the way the Texans are building their team, it just seems like they're not giving him any help. And for the future of the league, I hope Deshaun Watson stays healthy and his career doesn't come up short, man, because honestly, I think he deserved better. I was hoping he would go to a different team, honestly, but the money was good, and I don't blame him. So that's how I view this game. And as you can see in my Bible here, I hope everybody has these flashing around, come game time, because people know my story about how I left the game due to my recent bad luck attending playoff games. It goes all the way back to when I was over my boys' house watching the Chiefs and the Colts wildcard game in 2014, in which we thought the Chiefs was going to advance. They was up big in the game easily, and everybody knows what happened after that. And then I was able to afford playoff tickets finally, and went to 3 of them against Steelers, Titans, and the Patriots, and they lost all 3 of those games. And my friends have always told me, man, like, get out of the stadium, leave the stadium, get out of the stadium. Thinking the Chiefs was gonna lose or things was going bad or anything. And I was dating back to all those times, and I took a risk and decided to leave, decided to listen to see what happens. And boys holding up the Lombardi trophy. And I'm looking forward to the Chiefs holding that Lombardi again this year. So we're looking forward to, so I think the Chiefs will get out to a great start to begin week 1 of the 2020 NFL season. Now, that concludes the Chiefs and Texans preview of week 1. And as far as the next episode is concerned, I'm going to preview the NFL season, preview all the week 1 games, and we'll look forward to the rest of the football season and see how everything turns out. This is your host, Charles Penn, also known as Bad Luck Chuck. You catch me until the next episode. I'm out.